Amazon late delivery, you know. All right, guys, let's get this. All right, so 21 questions. If this is your first time ever joining us, this is the Sit Down's Insta Live platform where we get guests from all type of industries, whether it's entertainment, whether it's music, whether it's business, whether it's sports, whether it's TV. And our aim here is to tell the untold stories. We're going behind the scenes to learn a bit more about the ups and the downs of their journey. And today we have an amazing gentleman who I'm just so honoured to be able to interview. So you're on time. I don't want to waste your time. I want to honour that time. Make sure you are following the Sit Down UK for all our interviews. And afterwards, go click the link in the bio. All right, we've got loads and loads of episodes that you can really delve into and hear the conversations that we've been talking about. So after this, click the link in the bio, watch it on YouTube, listen to it on Spotify, Apple, whatever you want to do, but dive into it because we've got some amazing conversations. But without further ado, I'm going to invite the man of the moment. Let's not waste your time. Let's invite Graft. How you doing, bro?
Yes, my brother. Thank you for having me, man. I'm blessed.
Oh,
How are you?
I am good, man. I've got you here, so that I'm blessed. I'm more than blessed, bro. Hold a second, let me get this lighting cool. You can hear me cool? You can hear me and everything?
Yeah,
I can hear you. Nice, bro. So good to have you, man. First off, again, congrats. Congrats. I watched that show back to back to back. And I remember watching the last episode and thinking, give it to Graft, man. Give it to him. And then when it happened, I was shouting, man, I was screaming in my living room. So congratulations, man. How's your day been? How's it been since winning?
It's been very jam-packed interview, emails, a lot of love. It's like, it's been good, man. I'm adjusting to it.
Ah, okay. What's there to adjust to?
I think just like obviously going out on the street now, a lot more people know me.
Yeah.
So more people want photos. They want to speak to me now, and everything's a lot more fast paced in terms of my schedule. Doing now. So yeah.
Are you enjoying it though?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's why I'm adjusting and just taking it easy because it is a lot to deal with. Mad.
Well, thank you for taking my email, my messages. I was hounding you, but I really wanted to. I really want to unpack your story because I really resonated with it, and I really connected with you as a person. And we'll get into it. But when you was on the roof and those tears were coming, a lot of us across the UK, we connected with that passion, we connected with that desire, not for you to just change your life, but your family's life. And I really wanted to kind of unpack that. So thank you so much. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is 21 Questions with Graft. And if you want to get involved, obviously there's a question section at the bottom. Pop your question in there and we'll attend to that as we go along. Make sure you follow the Sit Down UK for all our interviews. And after this, make sure you click the link in the bio, watch the YouTube series. All right, cool. Without further ado, bro, you have 21 questions or more, but you've got one pass card.
Okay.
So you have the option to not answer a question. Hopefully you'll answer all the questions, but if you don't want to, you've got one pass card. But we're going to start off light. Is that okay? Yeah.
That's cool, man.
We're going to start you off light, and we're going to do our quick fire round. So let me get that up for you. So quick fire round is basically you answering all these questions that we have for you, but they are quick fire. As they come to your mind, just answer them, and we'll go through it. All right. First question.
Are you gonna ask the questions? Yeah.
I'm gonna answer questions. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So the first one is: when do you feel the most confident?
On stage.
On stage. Okay.
Live performances.
How are you before that? Immediately before that?
Bit nervous.
Yeah.
But I'm also excited to perform and be in the moment.
Yeah. Love that. Who is your favourite UK lyricist?
Favourite UK lyricist? I would have to say Santander.
Okay. Do you have a favorite line of his?
In fact, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go with pot of paper. I changed my answer.
Oh, okay. That's one of my favorites there.
I
Why
changed my
pot of
answer
paper?
because I've been listening to Potter from young, and
Yeah.
I really appreciate his journey, and his lyrics resonate with me. They've helped me get through certain times in my life. So
Trust.
Potter for sure.
Do you have a favorite line of Potter's?
It's on his SBTV warm-up session.
Don't tell me it's going to be the same. Are you going to say the same lyric? I'm thinking.
Maybe. I think it's fake man wanna smile, set it down to ride, but all in the same man wanna fuck my wife.
Okay,
like,
okay.
It's real, man.
Yeah.
I love that bar.
Mine is don't act like road's something that you're built for, because you could die for something you wouldn't kill for.
Yeah, Potter the hardest, man.
We got pot of paper, man. One day hopefully we'll get you on this. All right, next question. And what's the biggest misconception about graft? Biggest misconception?
I'd say the biggest misconception is, I'd say based off the rap game, right? I came across very positive.
Okay.
And that's something that I want to portray because I feel like it's important, especially in the world that we live in today.
100%.
But I'm not always that positive because I go through my own trauma and my own challenges.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I do put out that energy is because within me, I'm not really feeling all of that positive. I'm just trying to push that out there because I know that's what's needed, but same time I want to feel like that.
Right.
But deep down, I'm not always feeling like that. You get me? Like, I'm not always feeling like that. I'm a human being, so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man.
I love that. That's beautiful, because that, watching you from the outside, you would assume that, 100% you're maybe positive all the time. But when I was looking at your videos from the past, I was looking at your SBTV, your Grime Daily videos and your freestyles. I could hear the pain, and I could hear the struggle, and I thought, wow, he's really come from that, pushed through and been positive. But there were times when I could see that there was still that anger in you, and you kind of still carry that. So it's interesting that you say that. I love that. What's the greatest piece of advice you've ever received? Greatest piece of advice you've ever received?
The greatest piece of advice that comes to my mind now was from Crud during the rap game when we had the sit down on the 1-to-1. I feel like what he said, there was this thing he said. He said, the way you conduct yourself and treat people, whether it's the person at the highest level or even at the lowest level, treat them all the same, because you never know when you're going to need them. And the person at the bottom, they're going to rise up and elevate, and they'll be able to help you at one point in your life. So treat 100%. Everybody the same.
100%. I remember there was an event I was doing. Like, we do this event before lockdown happened. We do a live event, and I needed a mic. Like all the mics in that venue were rubbish. I needed a mic, and I called my friend. I said, "Yo, can you get me some mics ASAP?" And he said, "Don't worry, I've got you." He called me back and said, "Now the guy wants to give you the mics, but he doesn't know you, so he's gonna have to charge you." I said, "Whatever." So we went to meet him. And as he came round the side of the lorry, he said, "Oh my gosh, it's you." I said, "What?" "It's you. When you used to do performance, I used to do music. So when you used to do music at all these performances, I was the technician. I was the sound engineer. And you would always say, 'Oh, can you turn up, please? Oh, could you turn down the bass, please?' And he said, 'I always remember that.'" And I was like, so he said, "You know what? I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to charge you." So it's just like you said, like, you do not know where anybody will be in a position in life. So you've got to just treat everybody with love, man.
Trust me, have manners for real.
Exactly.
For real.
Finish this sentence. If I won £8 million today, I would.
Save 7. Invest 1.
I love that. It's save 7, invest 1. Love that. Love that. You wouldn't splash any on yourself?
Eventually.
Eventually.
But I feel like it's more important for me to be able to keep that money ticking over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just having it, I want to be making more, flipping it.
Yeah, 100%. What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of my progress in life. I feel like I've been in a lot of different situations, from football, for instance, had a lot of ups and downs in football, and then still being able to push through and make things happen. But then at the same time, being able to transition from football to music and see my career going really well. And I just feel I'm proud of myself, because a lot of the time I've manifested things from a young age and dreamed of things, and I can slowly see that coming together. Love it. I'd say just my life generally, I'm proud of.
What's the first thing you'll do What's the first thing you will do after COVID is done and finished?
I feel like I want to party.
Yeah.
I want to party still. I'm not really that party type of guy. I don't go to much clubs or anything, but I feel like just to celebrate, the rap game and everything.
100%. I hope my invite is in the post. Okay, next one. What day would you love to relive, like top to bottom?
I'd like to relive. That's a good question, man. I'll probably say my 19th birthday.
Okay, why?
I just had a really good night.
Yeah.
I had a really good night, man. I went out
what did you do?
weekend.
Oh, okay.
All weekend, so I had a good time.
Oh, nice. Last question. This is your only, and we just touching the surface. This is just quick fire. What's your biggest life lesson thus far?
That things you think, so your thoughts and your emotions, they actually don't stand for much, because everything is constantly changing. So you can believe something, and then randomly life will just change what you've always thought. And then it kind of just makes me think, like, everything you think and feel is only in the moment. It doesn't really represent long term.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Everything's forever changing.
And you just got to adapt and move with it.
Yeah.
100%. All right. That was just quick fire. That's lightweight. You did that. You had the questions, you had the answers on fire. Ready. Big up everyone that's joined us. This is the Sit Downs 21 Questions with Graft, an amazing gentleman, and we're just going to unpack his story. I'm your host, Icy. Make sure you follow the Sit Down UK and click the link in the bio. We've got 1,000 more episodes and videos you can check out on the YouTube. All right, cool. Big up the questions coming in. We have 23 questions. We're not going to go through all of them, so I'll pick some when we do audience questions. All right, so one thing I love about you, and the reason I really wanted to get you on was because you represent, you talked about it in the beginning, but you represent that desire to present something different. And even in that quote that I put up there, let me put it back up. When I listen to people these days, it's just the same stuff, but you want people to hear something different. And I love that kind of mentality of bringing something different. And you did that in the rap game, even with the situation when you were doing the girl song. And Miss Banks was saying that, you know what? I would want to hear this. And I was like, yes, finally. So I wanted to kind of look at, in your childhood, what were some of the happiest moments?
I feel like in my childhood, some of the happiest moments were just being a child. And what I mean by that is when you're young, you don't really have any responsibilities. You don't have a care in the world, but to have fun, enjoy yourself.
Carefree.
You're carefree. So I feel like my whole childhood experience was one of the best times in my life, man, just growing up. Yeah.
What about one of the saddest times? What was one of the saddest memories you can go?
Probably say one of my saddest memories is when my grandma died when I was 5, because I had a really good relationship with her, And although I was young when she passed away, I still remember a lot about her. So that was very sad when she passed away, but God bless my grandma, man.
God bless her. At 5 years old, how did you, or even did you process it?
Yeah, from when she did pass away, and then as I was growing up, I still used to remember the time just before she passed away, because I was in the hospital when she passed away. So I used to have dreams about that, like they were very vivid. And at the time, I probably never processed it, but as I got older, I did even more.
Yeah. And what was it that you feel that she gave you as a young man?
A lot of love and support. She believed in me. She only wanted the best for me, and just that caring nature. You know, even just to experience that for 5 years of my life.
Wow.
It's still very. I can remember it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Is that? Oh, sorry. It touched you.
Yeah.
Is that where you would say you got a lot of your confidence? Because even on the rap game, you were not even just on the rap game. I've watched videos of you in the past, and your presentation is very sure and firm. I'm good at this. I'm going to kill it. And I remember even after Conan said, about being on the pitch, you were still 100. That didn't really knock you. It just propelled you. So I want to know, where does that confidence come from?
The confidence definitely comes from just believing in myself, because I know in this world, if you don't believe in yourself, then no one will. And I've been through situations where I've only got me to rely on, and only I can overcome the hurdle alone. So because I've been in many situations like that in the past, for instance, for Conan saying, "Oh, I'm on the bench," it's like, boy, I've been in worse situations, so I'm just going to show you my character.
100%, yeah.
So definitely, the situations that have built my character over the years, definitely helps with how confident I am in myself.
Are there moments where you doubt yourself?
100%. I doubt myself a lot of the time, man. Even when I'm still feeling very confident, if I'm truly honest with myself, there is still that feeling of self-doubt sometimes, because at the end of the day, I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. But I feel like the self-belief is more powerful, so it overcomes the self-doubt.
Yeah. I love that, man. I love that. Coming from Leeds, and a lot of your music, you do talk about your environment and where you've kind of come from. And one of the hardest things for young black males on council estates or in those environments is to escape, but to still be in that environment, to escape that environment, but still be in that environment. I wanted to ask you how you kind of steered clear. You might have dabbled in it, but how did you not let it engulf you totally? How did you make it out? What was your escape route?
My mindset. So a lot of people, when they're in that type of environment and they make certain decisions, a lot of the time they say they're a product of their environment. And I understand that. But I'm a product of my environment too. What I mean by that is they think a certain way and they've made certain decisions. I think a certain way and I've made certain decisions.
Yeah.
So I'm just as much as a product of my environment as them. I've just gone about things in a different way.
Yeah.
And the main reason, why I didn't get caught up in certain things is because of my dreams and everything that I've dreamed about from a young age. I'm very goal driven and motivated by changing my life and my family's life. And the only way that I can do that is if I make the right decisions.
Yeah.
So it's the goal. It's the mindset.
Yeah.
It's the mindset.
I love to hear you talk like this, man. When you were talking on the rap game, there'll be certain times they would ask you questions, and the way you would respond would give insight into this mindset that you're talking about. And I love it because it naturally just sets you apart, not just musically, but just as a person. And I think a lot of us that were watching you were rooting for you because you had taken this path. You had said that, I don't want to become a statistic. I don't want to become a product of my environment in that way. I want to do something different. And we stood up and said, yeah, we want to support that. We want to support that. So I commend you, man. Tell me about the power of mum love. The power of mum love, because you and your mum, you just look intertwined, and you could, I could hear in your voice towards the end of the show how much it meant to you for you to, change her life and your family's life. Tell me about you and your mum's relationship and how that's special to you.
Yeah, my mum, she's my queen. I'm her only son, so I'm a mummy's boy. But yeah, growing up, had a kind of rocky relationship with my mum during my earlier teenage years, and that was quite negative. It wasn't the best, the relationship I had with my mum then, very turbulent. And then as I got older, I became more understanding of certain things and started to consider a lot more instead of just thinking about myself.
Wow.
Maturing allowed me to develop a better relationship with my mum.
Wow.
And coming from that rocky stage to then it becoming a lot better makes me appreciate the relationship with my mum a lot more. Do you know what I'm saying? So seeing it at the low point to where it is now, I appreciate that. Yeah. And like I said, I'm very goal driven, and a lot of the drive behind it is my mum, because I want to change her life. Like I'm not going to be here forever. So I feel like it's just important for me to make the most of my time here. Yeah. And everything that I dream of, I need to acquire that to help my mum, so she never has to work again. She's been working for too long, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to change life, man.
I love that. What were some of the things that in that maturation process, what were some of the things that you saw from stepping in your mother's shoes? What were some of the things that you saw that, oh, okay, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I can see it from a different angle. What things did you see that you had to step in her shoes and realize?
I feel like, when you're young, well, for me, I'll relate to myself. A lot of the time I used to think, oh, everything's about me. What I think is right. I'm just focused on myself. And I feel like that's a very selfish way of looking at things, but it's an immature way of looking at it. And that's the whole point of growing up. So when I became a lot more mature as I was growing up, I started to consider all the hard work that my mum was doing just to pay the bills, and understanding like, all right, cool. My mum's stressed for that reason. She's working really hard. She's not just putting the blame on me, or she's just angry at me. She's angry for certain reasons, because she's working hard. The bills are piling up. She's got a lot on her plate. So when I started to consider more of those things, it's like I'm more compassionate instead of just being selfish and thinking everything is about me. But then I started to think more about my mum and how she's thinking, the things she's got to deal with. And then from that point on, like, I've never had an argument with my mum again. And I doubt I ever will, because I just understand it now.
Love it, man. I think that is a place that a lot of people are trying to get to with their relationship with their parents, where it is a place of understanding, like truly understand. I've got a daughter, and she's about 1.5 years old. So only now, having a daughter, am I seeing some of the footsteps that my parents must have walked through, some of the stresses in their mind that they may have carried, and I would never ever know. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to go back and ask those questions. Like, what were the things that you went through? What were the struggles that you experienced? Because like you said, that brings compassion, it brings understanding, and it gives context to the decisions, that they made. So yeah, I love that. I love that you mentioned that. how does your relationship with your mum speak to how you would like to be as a parent if you would like to have children?
For me, my relationship with my mum, growing up, there was quite a bit of misunderstanding between myself and my mum. And growing up, I'm aware of certain challenges a young child, even just a young black man or a boy can face. And I feel like when I have kids, because I've gone through certain things and gone through certain challenges with my mum and my dad too, my approach will be a lot different. I'll be more aware of certain things. So then the way that I parent my kids, what I feel like I might have been missing when I was growing up, or what I feel like could have been there a lot more, that's what I'll give to my kids as well.
Yeah. Tell me about, you touched on that, tell me about what was your relationship like with your father?
My relationship with my dad has been very up and down over the years. He was there for me a lot when my mum and dad were married and they were together. And he did the most for me growing up as a young kid. Like, I can only thank him for that. But then as I got older, my mum and dad split up. We stayed in contact a lot. I went to see him a lot. Like, he was there for me, but it became a lot more distant as time went on. And with my dad, he's very old-fashioned. So when I was pursuing football, he was more happy with that because that's an industry that he has knowledge of. Whereas when I transitioned from football to music,
Oh boy.
he didn't really like that, and he was still living in the past because of that transition. So the relationship has been up and down, especially as I've got older. But I got a lot of love for my dad. We stay in contact, and he's supportive of me.
No, good.
To say the least.
How important, if important, is how important is a father's role in a young man's life, would you say?
I think it's very important because as a young man, you're looking for that father figure. And there's been times in my life where my dad hasn't been there for me, just like many other kids. And I felt like something was lacking, and I always felt like it would have been great if my dad was there to support me through certain things.
Okay.
And I feel like just as a man, like, you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge to share with your son, and to help them grow, it's important to share that knowledge too. So I feel like it's very important.
Yeah. You're speaking facts today, man. You're speaking facts today. Guys, welcome if you've just joined us. This is 21 Questions with Graft, the topper winner of the Rap Game UK 2020. And we've just been talking about his childhood so far, and the way that he has grown up has shaped him to be a man of purpose, a man of vision, ambition, that has helped him become a product of his environment in a different way. Yeah, a different way. So I want to transition into the foundation which you had, which was in football. And I want to ask, there was a quote that you actually said in the interview. You said, when people say, this quote is funny when I read it. It says, when people say, do you want to be a musician or a footballer? I always say football 100%. But who knows what will happen in the future? Tell me about your love for football and where that kind of came from.
Yeah, so my love for football came from a very young age. My parents put me into like a football club from, I can't even remember, maybe like 6 years old. I've been playing football, so I've always had a love for it and enjoyed it. And growing up and watching footballers on TV, it's like, I think that's a lot of young boys go from young age, their dream, because that's kind of like the first thing you watch on TV after all the cartoons and all of that.
Yeah.
And from that point on, like watching players like Cristiano Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Brazilian Ronaldo, it's like those type of figures were inspiring to me. And from a young age, it's like, how can I put it? You kind of look, when you see certain people in positions, you can be very influenced from a young age quickly. So when I was seeing these footballers performing at such a high level, I wanted to be like them.
Yeah.
So seeing that, I was motivated to do what they was doing. And I feel like that's where a lot of the motivation came from for me to follow my dreams in football at the time.
And football, though it seems so easy, it does take a lot of discipline. It does take a lot of commitment. What were some of the lessons that you learned in coming up in football? And then eventually you played for, you were a central defender for Rotherham, is that how you say it?
Rotherham.
So tell me, what were some of the lessons you learned in discipline and commitment to even get to that level?
I feel like throughout my career, you know, when you're in the football industry, right, it's a lot of the game is mental. It's not just about the physical aspect. It's a lot of discipline, character building, attitude, and mental preparation towards games, training after games. It's a very serious industry. And for me, a lot of the things that I learned was like practicing so much, training, working on your craft, believing in yourself. Because if you're going onto that field and you don't believe in yourself, like, boy, your opponent's going to get the better of you all the time. So you have to be confident in yourself. And then at the same time, it takes a lot of hard work. You have to go the extra mile to be better than your fellow teammates and your opponents. So from all of those things that I learned from a young age and playing in those pro clubs from a young age, it helped me to then transfer those skills into music. And because it's quite similar, football and music, it's a very competitive industry. It's more or less the same. So yeah, man.
Love it. And when you were at Rotherham, you did say that things weren't going so well for you at the club. What was it that just wasn't working for you?
I feel like, is that what I said at Rotherham? Or was that not Leeds?
Was it okay, it was Leeds. Leeds was the last place you was at, wasn't it?
No, Rotherham was.
Rotherham's the last one. Yeah. In that interview, you said that things weren't going well, so maybe it was at Leeds.
Cool. Well, whichever club I was at, right? What I mean by things weren't going that well is probably I could feel like I wasn't going to get a professional contract.
Wow.
At Leeds, I felt like that. So ultimately, I could kind of see like my goals in football. They weren't really. I could see that it might have not happened. It wasn't going to happen in a way. And then that's when I thought, you know what? Let me just pursue music because that's going really well. My football career was like that, and my music career was just going like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I just put a lot more of my focus into music. Yeah.
Was there a point where you made like the full transition and you just said, you know what, this is my last training session I'm coming to. This is my last match. I'm just going to do football. I'm just going to do music.
No, because even when I changed my focus from football to music, I was still playing football as a hobby because I enjoyed it. So I was still playing football, not at the same level, but then more of my focus was on music. Yeah, that was it.
Love it. There was that question I had with football. As a pro, when going pro, there are so many temptations and so many avenues you can go down, whereby it's a short-term career. You can be on a high and you finish that career, you can be on a low. There's the gambling, there's the women. Did you again have to dodge going down those avenues as you went through football?
Yeah, I feel like when you're in the football industry, there's a lot of those type of things that do come up in the changing room, like the gambling, obviously the women, the attention, and the clubbing. But for me, I I was just more focused on making things happen for myself.
Yeah.
Very goal driven at the time and still now. And obviously I like to have, I did have my fun. You know, I did things that were fun and enjoyable, but I never overstepped any boundaries because I've always been quite a disciplined, well, very disciplined as a young boy growing up. And even now, I always know where I want to be and where I'm heading. So that self-discipline helped me stay on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. Love that, man. Love that. This mindset keeps popping up, and the power of that mindset to really shape where you're going, because it looks like you could have turned left at so many points, but the mindset kept you in check, and your ambition and your dreams and your desire said, no, that's not for me. I've got to go here, because if I keep going here, I can reach here, and look where you are now. So amazing, bro. Let's jump onto the music. Guys, big up to everyone that's left a question. We're going to answer those questions. There's 28 of them. We're not going to answer all 28, so we're going to pick some. But yeah, if you do have a question, just drop it at the bottom of the screen, and we'll log that. Cool. I'm going to read that quote. It says on the top there again: when I listen to music these days, it's just the same stuff, the same message. I know there are so many more people who want to hear a different thing. I really subscribe to that as well. I really, really, really believe it as well. I believe that there is the crud and the madness of the roads that people love to hear. But I feel there are people who are seeking more from music. There are people that do want to hear something that's going to uplift them. They do want to hear something that's going to better them. But why do you think that is not as popular or as widespread like in the industry?
I feel like the reason behind that, first of all, yeah, you see the music where people are just speaking about their reality, and if that involves crud, then that's perfectly fine, because that's someone's reality, and they're rapping about that. So yeah, that's fine. I respect that. I appreciate that, and I like a lot of that type of music. Like, that's what's very prominent within the scene. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't like that type of music. Yeah. The reason why I think it's not promoted in the industry, you know, more of the conscious or the positive message, is because I might have to go a bit deep on him quickly. It's not the agenda that the people in charge of the labels want to promote. Because at the end of the day, when you're promoting violence, it then results in more violence. When you're promoting a certain way of life, cars, women, the fast life, designer clothes, everybody else wants that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, for people that are locked in now, like, if you think about the music that you see and what's promoted the most, it's all the same stuff. It's nothing different. Like, everyone dresses the same, everyone has the same type of music videos, and everyone's rapping about the same thing. And that's all you see promoted all over the industry. And when you take a step back and you think about that, there's a reason for why they're promoting all of that. It's like a cause and effect. So it's the agenda that they want to promote, but you can see artists like Kendrick and J. Cole that, boy, you don't even need the industry to be promoting you, because you can make your own sound waves and do the music you want to put out, and the masses will follow you. Yeah.
Is that something that you hope to do with your lane? Because coming into it, you are coming with that different voice. Do you feel there is a place for that?
For me, 1000%. I wouldn't be doing music if I didn't think there was a place for me. Like, I know there's a place for me, man. Like, boy, I can already see it. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, yeah, I'm just gonna exploit that place for me, and I'm gonna make the most of it, and I'm really gonna use that platform to influence the masses and just do as best as I can.
Yeah. Coming from Leeds, and into, not necessarily into a London industry, but, London is, like, in quotes, the Mecca. It's seen as the Mecca. how hard has that been, trying to get the attention of, I guess, the main players in London?
For me, yeah, without blowing my own trumpet, like,
blow it, man, blow it. Otherwise, who else is gonna blow it?
I know how great I am as an artist. So from the get-go, I was making a lot of. I was getting a lot of people's attention in Leeds from early on in my career, and then very, very quick, I was getting a lot of attention from people within the industry in London. So I think that's just testament to my sound, my ability, and what I'm trying to promote, and just me as a person. So it hasn't really been that difficult for me, just because of what I stand for and the music I'm putting out and what I represent. However, as a whole, it is more difficult for artists up north to get seen within the industry, especially as it's more London based, because there's more opportunities down south, because that's the hub, that's where everything goes on.
Yeah.
So it is more difficult, but it's more than achievable, man. And that shouldn't be anyone's excuse for why they haven't made things happen.
Yeah.
Because in the world we live in right now, you could just be in your room wherever. You could live wherever in your room, yeah. You write a song, you record it, and you post it on YouTube, and it can go viral.
100%.
You don't need to be in London no more.
Yeah, yeah. It's really, I guess the internet's really even the playing field, and Corona has even the playing field was lowered with the internet, and then Corona lowered it to say whoever is hungry enough, whoever is determined enough, come through. Come through. Tell me about some talent in Leeds. Who do we need to be? What artists do we need to be looking at and pushing and screaming about?
Talent in Leeds. Bunch of talented artists. I'd just say anyone that's locked in right now, go check out the Leeds scene, and I would definitely recommend you look at 90s, Maya Craig, Thames, Notes,
come on,
Petrelli, North Phase.
Come on.
Who else would I say from Leeds? Jamsey. And anyone else that I missed that I'd say still. Trizzy 5-star. And Cole LC.
Cole LC, okay.
There's a lot of artists, man. There's a lot of artists, but I definitely say them.
Yeah. Definitely.
For me, like, they're the ones making the most noise, man, the most impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's it. You see, I can't remember everyone. Remember everyone, so I apologize. I missed out. My brother, D5.
We got D5.
D5, 1000%. He already knows what I think of my man. I just forgot his name, man.
Yeah.
It's
nothing, D5. We love you, bro.
Come on, bro.
Are these, would you say these are people you would love to bring through? Let's say, for example, you set up your own label. Are these people that you want to then open up the door for as well?
Yeah, 100%. Like I always say in any interview now that I've won the rap game, and even before, I want to be able to bust through doors and establish myself within places where that have not been open. Yeah. But artists down in, up north and in Leeds. And once I get myself through that door, I'm going to bring through all the people that I know are deserving of it, that are my people and are going to smash it. So that's my goal, to put myself through the door and then bring through the rest of the artists that
love it
do their thing.
Again, big up to everyone else who's joining us. It's 21 questions with Graft. He's just really just put us onto some real gems and given us some real wisdom. I'm going to ask you, last kind of topic, I want to look at the rap game in particular. And I wrote this lyric, and I want you to tell me what you think about this lyric. Yeah, honestly, you have to give me your honest opinion, okay? All right. All these years of preparation, finally meeting opportunity, 5 years experience the pressure. 5 years experience the pressure isn't New to
New
me.
to me.
Now,
I've been on my jizzy with this music because it's non-stop. I seize the opportunity, and all I need is one shot
cover.
to dominate the rounds like Fury did to Wilder.
Uh,
I can't remember the rest, but yeah, man.
when you first came on the rap game and you spat that lyric, it was that snippet alone was used as the trailer. And you know, Conan's response was, "It looks like that." What did he say? He said the pressure.
The pressure's new to you,
The
innit?
pressure. What did you think in that moment when he said when he said that?
When he said that to me, yeah, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I just got shot down, sniper rifle, man down, mayday, mayday. You get me?
Yeah,
I felt like, rah. I'm getting judged by people that I look up to within this industry now, and I've made a mistake. So it was like, rah.
Yeah.
Oi.
Yeah.
For me at the time.
Sorry, what do you think made you forget those lyrics at that time? Because that was like the crucial. This is like you said. This is the first time you're meeting them. This is your chance in front of your peers, your contestants, to say this is Graft. And what happened in your opinion?
What happened was I let the pressure get to me.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, my preparation, I can say I over-prepared in terms of I was practicing all night, and I never allowed myself to sleep.
Wow.
So because the environment was different, and I know I'm in a competition, I've got this big day ahead of me tomorrow, it's the start of the competition, I was still like figuring out the best way for me to prepare and how to attack it. And that's why I messed up on both challenges on episode 1, because I was over preparing. Jeez. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't giving my brain enough time to even take in my lyrics. I was up all night practicing. And if you go back and watch episode 1, I lost my voice because I'm just working and not resting.
Wow. So
it was allowing the pressure to get to me and over preparing.
Wow. What made you even apply for the rap game?
I knew I'd win.
Can we have a round of applause in the comment section? That is the response of the century. I knew I would win. And this again, it speaks to that self-belief and that confidence. You applied because you knew you would win. And so even in that hiccup, even in forgetting the lyrics, that wasn't enough. That didn't floor you or anything or waver you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, when I messed up twice, like, don't get me wrong, I was questioning myself.
Yeah.
I felt very nervous. I was on the phone to my family and my close friends, like, this is not me, man. I was pissed off. And I was even questioning if, like, I can do this. That's me being truly honest with you, because it was a new environment. So I was like, rah, boy, I don't know what's going on. I've not messed up like this before ever in music. But I went on the show with the intention to win and believing in myself that I would win.
Yeah.
So because I wasn't representing myself well enough on episode 1, I was like, boy, I need to show everyone, especially Correct Conan and Target, what I'm about. Yeah. And that was my driving force. Yeah. To show myself.
Tell me about the you know, you lot had the break because of COVID. In that period of time, what were you personally doing to get ready to come back?
What I was doing during that time, I was writing a lot of songs, writing a lot of verses. I was doing a lot of features for people to keep me on the ball. So I was staying active mentally, and especially with my craft, because I knew that when I went back onto the rap game, that's what we're going to be doing. We're just going to be writing and performing. Yeah. So I just stayed on top of all of that, and I was just spending time with the people close to me, just to keep my spirits up, stay in the right headspace, and just made sure I was ready when we went back.
And I think when you came back with such a fire and such a determination that it really made them stand up as well. You know, I know Conan was eating his words over and over because you came and you said that, you know, and I remember when you did that performance of Leisha, and you said, that's right, because it was you saying, I'm here, you know. I wasn't here just a few moments ago, but I'm here, and I'm here to stay, and I'm here to win. And from that point on, you didn't look back. There was a tweet I saw that was so funny. It said, from the moment they said that you were on the bench, that was the last time they laughed. That was the last time they laughed at you, because from that time you were just like, bam, 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 you killed it. What was your personal favorite moment?
My personal favorite moment would be the orchestra.
Yeah, Coco Curve wrote, the best part of the show was walk away and I come right back.
Large up Coco Curve, man. Yeah, the reason why that was the best part of the show for me was the surprise. We never knew we were going to be performing in front of a live orchestra.
True, yeah.
The guest mentor, Wretch.
Ooh, they got Wretch.
Somebody I idolize and I look up to. Listen to all of his music, all of his albums, and then for my performance to go the way it did, and have that impact in the moment, but then online as well, that kind of like confirmed like that was a standout moment for me.
So were you able to perform it and then that night be able to see what was happening online? Just go as in on your phone or anything?
No, so obviously we the episodes are pre-recorded. So I did the orchestra challenge like months ago. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So
okay, yeah.
I seen the reaction live in person of all the guys there.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. And then to see the reaction that social media had, it was like, rah. Yeah. So that was big.
That was a moment, man. That was a moment. What was the toughest parts for you?
The toughest part for me, messing up early on.
Okay.
That was very tough because I wanted to start strong.
Okay.
I went in there with the intention like, I'm just going to smash this from start to finish.
Yeah.
And because I never started as strong as I would have hoped, it kind of set me back. It took me back. And I was like, I need to reevaluate. So I had a lot of time to reflect and made sure I just come back strong and adapted to the environment. I'd say that was one of the toughest parts. But then one other thing I'd say, was living in the penthouse with 5 other artists.
Yeah.
That was tough at times.
Yeah.
But that was tough because obviously everybody wants to win. There's a lot of egos, different personalities, and all of us guys, we've all got great relationships. I thoroughly enjoyed my time in the penthouse with them.
Good.
And I want to work with them all. But because we always aiming to win, it can get a bit heated at times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I think dealing with everyone's personalities, that was something new. That was a test.
Yeah. Do you know the funniest thing? Even though for you didn't start strong, it really worked for your story.
Yeah.
Because in those few mess ups, it almost humbled you and you were able to start from the ground up. Now, when you went to ground zero, we all joined you at ground zero because of Conan's comment. And we were like, Conan, love it. So when you began to rise, we literally rose with you. And by the time we were ending the last episodes, and me and my wife, should I say, we were just like, we want Graft to win because you took us on a journey. It's weird. Everybody was there, but there was a certain journey that you were on that we wanted to see that comment it's almost like we all wanted to see Conan swallow that comment. So even when you did it in the video and you had the T-shirt and everything, and we saw Conan's face, we were like, ha, Conan C, killed the video. What are you going to say now? So sometimes, you know, those low moments are actually the building blocks for an amazing win. And it was for you in that case, 100%. All right, fast forward. A few more questions. Are we going to get any merch? I'm on the pitch. We want some I'm on the pitch merch. When is that coming? Guys, if you want I'm on the pitch merch, just in the comment section, write I'm on the pitch. If you want that merch.
Man. I got the merch on the T-shirt. I got it on now, to be fair.
Oh, man. Come on. Give us, let's see.
Nah, man, don't worry, man. It's coming, man. It's coming. All I can say, if you're locked in right now, yeah, I've got the merch for you.
Awesome.
It's coming.
Awesome. Make sure you're following Graft for that release. We want to see that, man, because that is legendary.
Christmas presents. I got the Christmas presents ready for everyone.
And we're ready. We love it. I want you to fast forward me to on the roof, and you're standing before them. What is going through your mind as he's called you forward? He called you free forward. What was going through your mind?
Going through my mind at the time, right? Based on that night, there was like a roller coaster of emotions for me. Obviously, performance went amazingly well with Kenny, and then listening back to it on the radio, I was very annoyed.
We saw it.
Exactly. I clearly expressed that. So that was like from high to low, and then other things happened in that same night off camera.
What happened off camera? Remember, you got one pass card, so if you want to use that pass card, you can.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna pass that quick.
All right.
Pass. And then what else? And then we were filming until about 5 a.m. that night.
Yeah, it looked cold. It looked so cold, and it was dark as well. So we're up on that rooftop, and everyone's tired. There's been a mixture of emotions and events. So when they've called me out, if I'm being honest, I already knew I was going to be in top 3 from the way that I'd performed throughout the competition. Yeah, I was already sure of that. So that just confirmed to me I was right when they called out me in the top 3. And then for the winner, I felt like it was out of me and Zones, in my opinion. And I just didn't know what to expect, man. Wow.
I didn't know what to expect because all of us are great artists. Everyone smashed the challenges. The final was amazing for everyone. So I didn't know what the outcome was going to be.
That is, that's interesting because the confidence that carried you all the way through the program, at the moment where it would have been at the highest and the surest, it wasn't there. And but that just speaks to you being human and you being vulnerably a human person who you will have your strengths and you'll have your days of extreme confidence. But there's going to be moments where you're just like, I don't know. But I think that makes people root for you and love you more because those two work, they work so together. Yeah. Tell me about then when your name came out of Conan's mouth, what emotions were coming through your mind?
I think when Conan called out my name, right, I was still trying to process it. That's why I was like, thank you, because I kind of had to force some words out. I didn't even know what to say. Yeah. I was just like, thank you, just so it looked like I was giving a response of whereas I would have stood there just silent, like, wow, trying to process it. So yeah, man, it was just crazy. Yeah. It just felt like, this is the moment we've all been working towards, the final, finding out who wins. And then to find out it was me, it was just like, this is amazing, man. Crazy times.
What made you end up crying? Because that specific moment when you were crying and you were saying how much it meant to you, I was fighting back tears. I was thinking, I think everybody stepped in your shoes for a moment. And it was like, wow, this thing meant so much to him. And now it's been given to him. Like it was a beautiful moment for everyone, because we were like, what you were fighting for, you had got it. What was making those tears come down?
I feel like for me, yeah, even crying, that was very unexpected for me. I'm not a person that usually cries, to be fair. And I feel like it was just a lot of emotions throughout the entirety of the competition. Even just that night, like I was saying, there was a roller coaster of emotions for me. And everything that I've thought about from a young boy, everything I've dreamed about, that moment, being in that moment, I could feel like this was the start of something great. So I just felt very like blessed to know that things are coming together slowly but surely.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. When you won that, and again, it's pre-recorded, you were sitting on a big, bad bit of information, big boy, bad boy information of winning it. And then you released that video of your mum and your family. How did you keep that secret? Because that is, especially with the relationship you have with your mum, that's like the first, you run to her mum. How did you keep that secret?
For me, yeah, there was a couple of times when I nearly slipped up.
Yeah.
In front of my mum. And there was a time I more or less slipped up, to be fair, but I just had to like double back on what I said and try to go around it. But the reason why I didn't want to tell my mum was because I wanted her to be in the moment when watching the final and be in suspense. Just like I was when I was on the rooftop. I wanted everyone else to feel them same emotions. But how did I keep it to myself? Yeah, just for that reason. I just wanted them to enjoy it, watching it in the moment.
Yeah.
Because if I told everyone, they wouldn't have had those reactions.
True. That's so true. That's so true. What did your mum say to you when she did find out?
My mum was like, I knew you won. I already knew you won. She was just proud, man. Proper proud.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What was your DMs like after that?
Boy, my DMs since last Thursday I'm still getting messages today.
Wow.
Like there's hundreds of messages in there. I don't know when I'm gonna get through them, but I just appreciate all the love from everybody, all the comments, the support. I just appreciate each and every single one of you guys that just show me love and that have believed in me, man. So big love to you all for that. And I'm gonna try get through all the messages at some point. Yeah.
Was there one that really not shocked you, but in terms of the person of who it was, we were like, wow, I didn't expect to get a message from you, or I didn't, someone, maybe it was a celebrity or somebody quite well known
in the industry. I feel like I got a few of them. For instance, like Wretch vouching for me to win. He wanted me to win. Potter Paper was speaking to Potter.
Oh wow. That's good.
And obviously he's in my top 3, top 5 artists.
100.
Like easy. So he was hailing me up in the DM, like proper vouching for me. Young Philly.
We got Young Philly.
Yeah, just like all of these artists, man, like that I've been watching for years, doing their thing, now showing me the support and congratulating me. Yeah. So there were some standout moments, man.
And finally, I just want to ask, what type of legacy does Graft want to leave in, not just in music, but in life in general? What type of legacy do you want to leave behind?
The legacy that I'd like to leave behind is definitely creating timeless music that resonates with everyone from different walks of life through any type of situation. Yeah. And what I mean by that, I want to be able to produce and release music that has a message in it, has a level of substance and just like yeah, substance to the point where it's timeless. It can relate to every time in your life, really.
Yeah.
And it lives on to the point where after I'm gone, my music is still relevant.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And it still holds just as much weight.
Mm-hmm.
So timeless music, but at the same time, I want to influence the masses in the right way.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be known as an inspiration. And I know that sounds cliche, but what I mean by that is literally just away from my music. I want just my whole persona to inspire others in the right way, to motivate them, to help change people's lives, to influence the way people think, and just to really leave a mark on this earth.
Yeah.
And for my kids to even follow my footsteps as well, man.
Love that, man.
So,
can we have a round of applause, please, in the comment section for Graft, man? Round of applause, please. You've been open, vulnerable, empowering, and inspiring. And I think what you want to leave in your legacy, just know that you do it without thinking. You just do it naturally. So it will never ever have to be an intentional thing, because just in this conversation, you've done that, you know, and we love it. I want to give you some flowers. You know, big up. What was his name?
give the flowers before I
Yes, Treasures. Big up Treasures 100. He said, "You are a goat. Everyone needs to give you your flowers now, not later." And I saw a tweet, and I thought, "Wow, this really embodied how a lot of people were feeling about you." So I'm going to read this tweet. It's by Hamza. Big up Hamza. She's a singer-songwriter in the UK at the moment. She says, "Seeing Graft got me emotional at the end, and it really solidified how much I'm rooting for him. He bodied the competition and kept his integrity, and he showed he's ready for the industry, ready to adapt, and can be versatile. Star boy." That's what she said. And someone said, big up Sag the Solomon said, man. Sag the Solomon, you know him, yeah?
Yeah, I know her.
He said, "Nah, man, I'm so happy for Graft. Honestly, it's like I've achieved something too." And I think for a lot of us, we walked in your shoes in such a weird way. You walked in our shoes as you went from the highs and the lows, and were able to triumph in the end. So I really want to thank you for your time today, bro, and I appreciate you. You've got 1,000 emails hitting you, 1,000 DMs, but you took mine and was able to have this conversation. So I appreciate you. bro. I've got a few questions here just before we go from people. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, here's one from YN Music. What was your first and last feeling of the rap game? What was your first and last feeling of the rap game?
My first feeling joining the rap game was, it's like excited nerves. I was very nervous, nervous, but very excited at the same time. And then my last feeling, you know, on the rooftop, I was in suspense. I felt quite empty, to be fair.
Wow.
Empty in a way where I never knew what was to come.
Wow. Okay.
I felt like I was on a cliffhanger. I was like, "What's next? What's the result gonna be?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, from nerves to just being in suspense.
Suspense. Love that. Next question is from Jesse123. If football now offered you a career, would you take it? Starting for Leeds.
No.
You didn't even read the whole question. This graph was like, nope.
No. Music is my calling, man. That's why I'm here now.
I like that. Yeah. There's things that you can do well, and then there's things that are just your calling. And you've got to listen to those callings, 100%. Let's see, I've got another. Dream collab for 2021, Odd Goats.
Jeez, my guy, Odd Goats, my brother. Dream collab for 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. 2021. let's be realistic. I'd love to work with Santan. I'd love to work with Dave.
That would be amazing. That would sound. Whew, that would sound amazing.
Yeah.
Make that happen, Graft. Make that happen.
I'll try.
Tell Crept. Tell all them just connect those dots and make that happen, because that is something we'd love to hear. Let's see. If you please. Big up Ria Shilly. She just said, "How are you, Graft? How has it all been? Congratulations. What? Congratulations. You are great." So she wants to just know, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Soaking in the moment.
Yes.
And enjoying everything. Thank you for the congratulations. Love for all the support. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone that's supporting me, man.
And that's something I forgot to say, but I wanted to. A lot of people talk about. A lot of people talk about not being in the moment years on. They talk about not being in the moment. Yeah, you know, so much was happening. I didn't really know how impactful I was, or the greatness that was happening at the time. And I just want to encourage you to soak it in. Soak it in. Like the win, you know, anything you can, archive it, print it off, because these are things that you give your children. These are things that physically you can say, I remember when this happened. Their videos, everything, get an iCloud account, chuck them in there and just soak it in, because it is sometimes the case, the flowers come at the funeral. But I want you to really, you know, go through your tweets, go through your messages. One day, put your phone on flight mode, go through all those DMs, and the love, absorb that, because sometimes this industry, it turns. And when it turns, when it turns on people, it turns on a negative way, and you forget all the love. That one negative comment is the one you focus on, but all the positivity, you forget it. So yeah, really, really soak it in. I like this one by Coco. Oh, this is a name, Koki Cookless. Cookie Cookless. What do you tell yourself in moments of self-doubt to get out of that? What do you tell yourself in moments of self-doubt to get out of that?
I tell myself that I'm going to do it. Because everyone feels that self-doubt in all types of different scenarios. But what I tell myself, in fact, I have a feeling of knowing I'm going to overcome it. I have to believe that I'm going to overcome the self-doubt and overcome the challenge or what's presented to me. Because if I don't, I'm going to crumble. So I have the feeling of knowing I'm going to overcome it. And just having that belief within myself helps me to overcome the self-doubt. You have to know you're going to do it, even when you feel like you're not, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that little voices in your head or whatever, or the feeling, you have to still believe you're going to go out there and smash it. Yeah,
yeah. Another question here is, oh, this is interesting. If you could join the competition again, big up Exy Long Genesis. If you could join the competition again, is there anything you would have changed? So in terms of maybe the lyrics you did, songs, the way you performed, what you wore, is there anything you would change?
No.
No.
No. I think I gave my all into every challenge. I stuck to what my truth was. And what my truth is, and I enjoyed every moment, and my journey on the rap game went exactly how it was meant to go.
Yeah, 100%. I saw ES.finesse. That was a good question. What was your favorite artist of last year's rap game?
My favorite artist of last year's rap game was Foss.
Okay,
yeah.
Would you do a song with him?
I've done a song with Foss.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's go and check that out.
Yeah.
Do my research.
It's on his back-to-back mixtape.
Okay. Big up Jenny Belinsky. Leeds are proud. Els big up. 0113. Do you feel that Leeds love?
0113, man.
0113.
Leeds on the map. Leeds City.
Look at me.
I did say I'm bringing the win back to Leeds.
You did.
It's coming home. it's been brought home to its rightful owner, Leeds, Graft, large up everyone from Leeds, West Yorkshire, man, or 113.
Big up, 113. Pippa Van Wees, who would you want to win if you didn't?
If I didn't win, I thought Zones would have won.
Okay. Is that who you wanted to win?
I never really. I wanted myself to win. I wanted to win. I didn't want anyone else to win. Like, I'm not in there to want somebody else to win. But if I didn't win, I would have been over the moon for whoever won. But I thought if I don't win, then Zones will win.
Yeah. Big up Benito Welagwembe. I hope I said it right. What other hidden talents or passions do you have other than football and rapping?
I'm a very good listener, and I don't know if that's a talent. I think, tell a lie, I think it is. A lot of people speak opposed to listening well. Some people actually just listen to respond, but some people don't listen enough to actually understand what somebody's saying. Yeah. It's a skill for sure. So I say listening, I'm very good at, but also giving advice. Very good at giving advice too.
Would you ever be someone like? Would you ever go into the role of like a therapist or a counsellor?
Yeah, I used to think that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to study psychology after high school before I got signed for Leeds.
Okay.
I wanted to study psychology and have my own firm. I'm a psychologist firm, but yeah, man.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
All right, last one I'm going to do is Dizzy artist. What advice would you give to an artist first starting out like myself?
Right. The advice I give to artists starting out, you need to be consistent in your releases. Because a lot of artists say, oh, why am I not getting myself out there? And you put one song out. Like, you're not going to get anywhere with just having one song. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be consistent in your releases, but make sure the releases are quality. Yeah. Not just mediocre. It needs to be consistent quality music. Also plan. Don't rush anything. Have a plan. Speak to your friends and your people. Plan how you want to release things. Promote it well. Get your friends and family to promote it so more people see it, especially when you're just starting off. 100%. And stay true to yourself. Stay true to your message and what you want to promote. It's very easy to be swayed in this industry and do things that's current or the wave. Yeah, 100%. Waves always pass.
Well, we're going to end it here. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. There were some very insightful questions, and I just like how they fed back into the conversation. But Graft, from my heart, I really want to say thank you. I want to say well done. I want to say that we're rooting for you way beyond this. I thank you for your mindset and how it empowers and how it inspires people. I want to thank you that you're different. And just as you gave that advice, that, really stick to that identity and really embed that identity, because it is representing so many other people who want to come into the game or whatever field they are and be different. Who want to go against the grain and say that, you know what, there's a way out. And they want to point that sign and say, this is the way out. So I want to commend you on that. And on our side here with the Sit Down, anything that you're doing, just pass it our way and we'll shout about it. We're here to support you. And we're here to just make noise about Graft, man. So thank you again for the opportunity. And we just wish you all the best, man. And when you get those T-shirts out, send one.
Come on, man. No doubt. No doubt. But, bro, I just want to thank you for having me on. And the love that you've been giving, man, like, it's genuine. And that's why I'm on it, because I could feel that the love was genuine. You know what I'm saying? So thank you very much for your time and the interview today, man.
No worries, bro. No worries. All the best, man.
Same to you, bro. Same to you, man. Love everyone. Yeah, love for joining.
Yeah.
Damn.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for 21 questions, man. Again, if this is your first time joining us, leave a comment in the comment section how you found it. If it's your first time, we really, really recommend jump on the link in the bio. We've got so many other interviews that may interest you. We had Zizi Mills, we've had William Adewasi, Irene Agbotine. Click the link in the bio, check it out. Make sure you follow the Sit Down for more interviews. We have an interview tomorrow with No Signal Radio, a massive base that has started up over this COVID period. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, man. We loved having you. Thank you for all your questions, for all your viewing. And yeah, make sure you check us out if you haven't already. I gotta go, but peace. I'll see you tomorrow back here, Thursday, 9 p.m. See you. Take care.